Hello, and thank you so much for joining me here on Sosa Checks. Today, I'm going to be doing a cute little review of a manga. Again, this is Junji's Lovesickness, and it is really good. Like, the one episode from the anime, like the collection, they just do one little episode, and it's good. But this expands on it, and there's just so much more in this one. Like, I don't know, like, the amount. Like, I know the anime is going to shorten it because it's just like an episode or whatever. But, like, it's like this much of the book is just so much more. It gives so much more atmosphere. It gives so much more quality. And you get a little bit more spooked. Like, personally, I love this story so much more, and it actually gives me a little bit more appreciation for the anime because now I want to watch that episode again because the anime is just a collection of like an anthology kind of thing of the different like things that go on. It's not one story, but this is just like one chapter, but it's so much better. Like, it's so much better. Just there's just so much more. The picture, like, in the book, it just makes it so much more real. No, there's no color, but it makes it so much more, like, frightening. And the fact that there's so many panels and so many pages to this story about, so you have the boy in black, who, spoilers, of course. I mean, if you're watching a book review from me, expect spoilers. I'm basically making it so you don't have to read the book, but you can. And I'm telling you, you should. And just because I tell you something happened doesn't mean you experienced it, and the emotions that you can feel by reading it for yourself are way better than me just telling you. And if you say that they're equal, then you're probably lazy or you just don't read. Maybe you can't read, and I mean, I'm sorry for you, but you might need to work on that. I don't know if they have this in Braille, but I don't know. Work on it. Because you're missing out. This is good. I like this one. Please read it. And I'll link it down below, you guys. I don't know if anyone read my descriptions because, you know, sometimes I don't put anything and sometimes I just kind of babble on or give some little insight to some drama or whatever. But, like, I became an Amazon associate influencer person. So, like, it's down in the description. So is the, like, disclaimer. But, like, you click my link and you buy the book. And I get a tiny, pretty, little kickback. And eventually, I'll make enough to get a deposit. And I'll make, like, $10. That would be so cool. I mean, that's going to be, like, 30, 40 or so people buying one book. Because it's only, like, 10 cents per book. But, like, oh, my God, you guys. I'm so excited. Okay. But this builds the atmosphere of the town more. It gives you more of an appreciation because in the anime, you don't know who this guy is. This book draws it out and teaches you. So, there's a boy. His name, I don't remember. I'm sorry. So, the main character, his name is... I'm going to find it for you. I promise. I will figure it out. It's Ryusuke. Ryusuke? Ryusuke? Yeah. Ryusuke. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. But that's the main dude. And the main chick is Midori. And I like Midori. So, you have the dude who just moved back to town. He used to live there when he was like 8 or so. And when he lived there, this town has this really weird tradition called, like, where they do fortunes at the crossroads. So you go to the crossroads and you cover your face, and the first person who walks up to you will give you a fortune or answer a question and that will be your fortune. So you'll be like, will I find love? And someone's supposed to be like, of course. But, you know, people aren't always going to do that because some people are assholes. Well, so this little kid, he was pissed because he didn't want to move because this is where all his friends were. So he runs away from home. He's running around through all these little alleys and shit. This is built like a labyrinth for some reason because I guess these fuckers don't know how to make just a straight line. Like, I don't know how. Some of these streets don't make no sense. But it's a horror manga, so it's probably not supposed to. But, so, they go, and they just keep running around. And this is a really foggy town. Like, there's an unnatural fog. And it's super weird. It's super spooky. But it's really cool. And he runs into this woman who's pregnant, and she's like, so, I'm the other woman. I'm the mistress of this guy, and I'm pregnant, and I'm going to keep it. But what do I do? Because he's not going to leave his wife and kid or whatever. And so he's like, I don't know. What would you ask me, dummy? And runs away. This causes her to just slit her throat and kill herself. 8 years later, he comes back. Basically, the same fucking shit happens. Except there's this other boy there. And you find out that this boy is probably the son of the man who had the affair with that woman. You find this out when he comes to the crossroads, because he just had a second mistress. Yes, he didn't learn from the first time, so he just fucks whatever moves, I guess. And these women don't know any better, and they think he's going to leave his wife and kids because they're gullible. I'm sorry. They're not going to leave their wife and kids. If you're dating a married man, unless it's a consent from both the wife and the husband, you need to get the fuck out of there, because you just a piece. You aren't special. You're just a piece. I'm just warning you. So this has got some PSA. PSA, you guys. PSA. Well, the guy ends up saying, like, yeah, so my mistress was pregnant. I don't know what the fuck was going on. The mistress had also talked to that boy in black. The boy in black was the first son. Not the one that was, like, in the mistress that died, but it was the first son of the man who was with the mistress. So, he goes out, and he's just a horrible, dark, loveless man. And he's like a teen. He goes, and he tells people awful things for their fortunes. So, like, he told that woman who wanted to know what she should do, he told her to, that her problem wasn't really a problem, basically. That she didn't have a big enough thing to worry about. So she kept making it worse, because anytime the guy tells you something, it's going to make whatever problem you have like 1,000,000 times worse. So if you're asking about your love life and he tells you that you will find love, or that you need to worry about your own love life, basically, you're going to become obsessed with somebody and be stalking them. And as you're possessed by this love kind of, or like of the curse of this guy almost, they're almost possessed, and it just kind of deteriorates their body and they slowly die, basically. And so he goes, and that woman ends up getting, like, she's fucking psycho. She lost her damn mind, which, like, the boy in black ends up being, like, basically like a fanboy at some point, because, or not a fanboy, a pop star that all the girls fangirl over. I don't know why I said that backwards. Basically, they got so obsessed with him because he was so attractive. They fell in love with him, and they all swarmed him. And then he told them, because they were like, I love you so much I could die. And he's like, well, die. So they all killed themselves. There was a mass suicide, over 200 deaths. And the 200 deaths led to people avoiding him. And he, I don't know, he was just super fucking spooky. It was scary as hell. You have all these ghosts running around now because he tells people to just kill themselves, and they do, because they get possessed by his words. He told that woman that she didn't have any real problems, so she should go find a real problem. He told the main character, his girlfriend, Midori, that she should hate him because he's the reason why her aunt died. Her aunt being the first mistress that killed herself because of some rando kid's words. And it's just insane. They tried to help the second mistress, who was told to make her situation basically worse. She ended up getting fully tatted. She just wanted to get the guy's name, but she ended up kept going back until she had a full body. But she looks sick, not gonna lie. Like, that's pretty cool. But, yeah, no, that's not good. I don't think a woman in Japan, specifically a businesswoman in Japan, should look like that. She's gonna get in trouble. It's okay, though. She tried to set herself on fire, so it didn't get any better for her. She also, to make her situation worse, like she was told by that boy, she ended up going and stalking the guy. She tried to, strangled his son out of kindergarten. She harassed Midori and Ryusuke. I'm suck at saying his name. Like, it was insane. This woman lost her damn mind. And it's all because of the boy in black, which leads the main character, Ryusuke, however you say it, to patrol. And he tells people to patrol. And, like, basically, if they ask for advice and run into boy in white, which is what he becomes, he tells them something good or happiness. And so the rumors now is if you see the boy in black, you'll kill yourself. So don't listen. Don't ask for advice. Don't want advice. No. If you see the boy in white, he'll give you happiness. And you'll live a happy life. He ends up telling people who want to kill themselves, like, hey, go give advice. Do 100 rounds. And then go home. But they end up staying and helping because it gives them a sense of fulfillment to help others. And so the boy in white, which is the main character, having turned into a spiritual being, is just really freaking cool. Like, he just pops up and saves everybody. And I just really enjoyed it. Then the story splits into this story about this other family that has some serious issues with who's the head of the house, because they're like, the oldest one's 18, then you have you have an 18-year-old boy, 18-year-old girl, you have a 14-year-old girl, like a 6-year-old girl, there's a 10 or 12-year-old boy, and then there's like an 8-year-old boy. Like, they're all kids, and they're rich, and they're just hateful to each other and awful. I hated the whole story with them. It was several pages long, and they played a prank on some guy who they ended up, like, murdering or making kill himself or something. I don't really fucking know. That story was just a bit much, because you're like, what the hell is going on? Like, it doesn't make any damn sense. That story was wild. But this does have two of my favorites in it. There's the Phantom Pain and the Rib Woman. Which the Rib Woman is about, like, these people who want to be super skinny so they get 2 ribs removed. Which ends up, there's this woman who wants to steal their ribs so she can look pretty, because she got all of her ribs removed, but now she wants prettier ribs. I don't know. It's psycho. It's good, though, because, like, she makes like a heart, a tiny little leer kind of a thing, but there's no box for it to resonate, so it shouldn't, but it resonates in the body of the person whose rib it is. It's wild. It's wild. Then there's the Phantom Pain, which is like a phantom limb, except it's a pain in the house, and the characters who have a sensitivity to pain feel the pain of everything in the house. It is so insane, and it gets crazy. It gets kind of like Tomie levels of crazy, where the people are like, I want this, so I'm going to go psycho over it. Of course, there's like murder and trying to get the inheritance, and it's just insane. There's people like, you can't leave because my son needs help. So, what? We have to live here forever? Like, those are really good. Like, this one's a really good collection. This is just fantastic, because it's just a collection of random stories, 2 sets of, like, collective. Like, this is a whole, like, section of the world that we're in, and then a couple, like, little stories, and they're just so good. Like, I highly recommend Lovesickness, and the color is beautiful. Like, I love this like, teal, and the glossiness, because it's matte, and it's got that texture, but it's got that glossy right here. The words are glossy. On the back, it says, an intoxicating beauty turns a small town into a bloody hell. Ryusuke returns to the town where he once lived when rumors begin swirling about girls killing themselves after encountering a bewitchingly handsome young man. Harboring his own secret from his time spent in this town, Ryusuke attempts to capture the beautiful boy and close the case. Starting with a strikingly bloody Lovesickness, this volume collects 10 stories showcasing horror master Junji Ito in peak form, including the strange Hikizuri siblings and the Rib Woman. The Hikizuri siblings is the random set that I really didn't like. Like, I hated it personally. I didn't like them. Yeah, you got the like. Here's this. I like their black. The black with like gray on it. Those images are so cool. They do it for the like spacers. See the rib woman. About the author, I'll read a little bit about him because I feel like y'all deserve something about him. Oh, but here's that woman who looks so sick. Wow, her tats. Okay. Junji Ito made his professional manga debut in 1987 and since then has gone on to be recognized as one of the greatest contemporary artists working in the horror genre. I think the first was Tomie. It was for, like, contests. His titles include Tomie and Uzumaki, which have been adapted into live-action films, Gyo, which has adapted into an animated film, and his books Fragments of Horror, Frankenstein, Shiver, Smashed, Venus in the Blind Spot, and Ramina, all of which are available from Viz Media. Ito's influences include classic horror manga artists Kazuo Umezu and Hideshi Hino, as well as authors Yasutaka Tsusui. I'm so sorry. I can't figure that out. There's a lot of letters there. Tsutsui. So it's like tsunami, but I can't quite figure it out. And H.P. Lovecraft. His collection, Frankenstein, won the 2019 Eisner Award in the Best Adaptation from Another Medium category, and he has received critical acclaim for his spectacular long-form manga adaptation of Osamu Dazai's 1948 novel, No Longer Human. Whew! That's got some words in it. But yes, you got the beautiful boy in black, and then you get our beautiful boy in white who comes to save the day. But this is really good manga. Highly recommend. Alright, I will link it down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wicked evening, and I will see you here next time.